Hello, my name is Francois Dunia, and I'm working on a project called Shore to Shore, and I'm going to be explaining different key terms one should know when doing international trade. So to start, the first key term is trade barriers. Trade barriers is defined as the way in which government imposes the restrictions on international trade to mean government may limit some of the product to enter in the country and by using different tools. For instance, to make these trade barriers, different governments use what you call tariffs and non-tariffs barriers. So tariff barriers are those barriers which are set by using tax, and the goods the government wish not to enter in the country, they limit it by charging high tax. So for instance, if maybe a country does not want alcohol to enter in the country, it can impose very high rate of tax on the importation of that alcohol. So in that case, there is the barrier, and the investors will be discouraged to import that goods on that tax rate. Other way, it's a matter of protectionism, and a country can make this by maybe making disagreement among them, or maybe resigning some agreement of trading one another, and that can hinder to that can hinder some of the foreign investors to come in the country. So there is the purpose of making these trade barriers is to protect infant industries and home industries. For instance, if there are different infant domestic industries that are operating, those very big industries or foreign big industries can come and maybe start to impose uh, low price of the same goods, and the customers or people can shift from those infant companies to those foreign companies because of selling those goods at low cost, at low price, I mean. So this is done to avoid those infant farms that are starting, and it give the opportunity of the local production to rise. So the second term is exchange rate. Exchange rate is a financial transaction of international trade uh, in which one currency is exchanged to another. So simply, it is a it's a form of exchange where you can get other currency while you had another one. So if maybe I want to use US dollar, but I have euro, so I can change my euro into US dollar so that I can make any transaction. So regarding the three countries I worked on in this project, there are some of the values of different currencies to USA dollar. Starting from France, France use euro currency, and currently now France 1 euro is exchanged is equal to 1.222 US dollar. For India, India use a currency called India rupee, and now its value is 1 India rupee equal to 0.014 US dollar. Going to China, China also use Chinese yuan, the Nimini, and its value at market. Chinese currency is now value 1.15 US dollar. Last term I want to talk about is import and export. Import, these are the way in which people buy the goods from outside the country. So people may wish to consume the goods from outside the country, and that is the import. So other is export. Export is the way in which the goods in domestic market can be sold outside the country. For instance, if a country is producing coffee, it can use a coffee to sell it on international trade and be consumed by other countries. That is the export. So thank you very much. I really enjoyed working on these terms.